Welcome everybody. Team Talk, I think 11, right? We missed last week. Could be 12, could be 46. You never know, right? You got to be on your toes. This It's funny cuz a lot of people probably think this is a joke that I forget every time. I have no clue. This is straight off of the Game 3 tournament. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who these people are. I don't know where I am. But that's what makes this beautiful. But we're here to talk about the end of the reveals. I know this Friday, right, is going to be the pre-release. So by the time this comes out, you're probably going to be at your pre-release. So hopefully you get some SCR, GDR, whatever pulls. We're just going to start with black cards that we like, and then we're going to go into the TPs to finish off the whole set. Uh, with black cards, you can either be your favorite art or your favorite effect, really, out of them. For me, I'm a sucker for art. And for we were talking about in previous team talks how they've stepped up their leader art and a lot of stuff, and Super Fu is a great example of that. For a character I literally don't care about at all. I do not care about heroes characters for the most part. Goku SS4 with the new clothing, that's like the best out of heroes for me. They fixed how SS4 looked for Goku. Besides that, I don't really care. They have goofy decks like Finn and stuff. And Cumber, I enjoy the deck, but don't really care about these characters. But they made Fu look super sick. Like especially that Awakened side with the him in the background posing. Like, man, for the effect, I think the deck seems pretty cool with what it's trying to do. It's trying to do something very weird, adding cards on top of your Z deck and increasing the number of cards in your Z deck with that, which does factor into a certain SCR that's going to come out with that. But activate main once per turn, you draw one card, you look at the 5 cards at the top of your deck, place one black Fu or Cumber card in your Z deck face up, then shuffle your deck. So yeah, weird. You're getting your Z deck cards. And then if it's your opponent's turn, you get to choose one Black Cumber card, one of your Black Cumber cards in rest modes, switch to the target attack. So you can do some defense there, save your leader. There's a certain Big Cumber SCR that you can switch it to as well. But I'm here for the art. It's beautiful. I don't know. That's all I got to say, and I'm feeling most of you guys feel the same way, at least about the art on a lot of these leaders this set. They definitely went above and beyond, and I'm enjoying it. But that's all for me with that. I think beer. I know you've already tampered with some of the black stuff, so let's hear what card you like the most.
The card I like the most, to be honest, is that new Goku Z card, the SS4 Goku Cross
That is, yeah.
Dimensional Fighting Spirit. Like, Black now has yet another 1 mana generic Z card that can just be played everywhere. And this one on play warps something. And if you have 3 more energy, you can remove a total of 10 cards from your drop and warp from the game to make him a 25k double strike for the turn. The only downside is on the activate main, so they made that a bit too fair. But on the upside, you have a double strike threat now. You have a 25k double strike threat. So now you know when you get your opponent down to 2 life, and if you've dwindled their resources and they don't have, and you just have a good feeling they don't have any token negates left, you can at any point just pay 1 energy, remove a card on their board, and be like, yeah, we're going 25k double strike today, sir. And then we're just going to dump. That's a good feeling. Black
Which
finally has something worthwhile.
which if we're looking at the start of the Zenkai block, especially compared to this set, what were the 2 colors that had the worst time with the Z deck?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Black and green, right? And now green's got that generic Broly, and now black's got that SS4, which yeah, both I think they're both SRs, right?
They're both
Which
SRs. They're
maybe that
both
was them
double
finally
strikers,
hearing us,
basically.
right? Like they're
Yeah.
not archetype locked. Like that was a lot of like the green stuff or like black. What did black have at the beginning? Demigra, and then the
Yeah,
Struman
Dreamer just
Salsa Z
Balgor.
leader. That was it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. And then yeah, I think that's that for black card for me, to be honest. And then I don't know, who do I want to pass it to? I'll pass it to Waji.
Hey, what's up?
howdy.
So I gotta choose a card of the new set.
Yeah,
Black
black card.
card you like.
Black card. Okay. I don't really like any of the black cards, effect wise.
What about
And I,
art?
I did, I did like. Okay, there's that SCR Cumber, which is really cool. We did talk about it.
Hmm.
But it has to synergize with that kind of food Cumber archetype. But once again, I can't really understand the individual cards without having that full deck composition. And it's just very interesting what they're doing with that kind of whole archetype. I wish the art was a little bit better because it's just a sideways view of Cumber's face in going grade 8 form, which is really cool. I
Mhm.
think that is like honestly one of the coolest things they've done. Like they're bringing grade 8 Cumber, and they haven't really done that in Heroes, or haven't seen that yet. Um, but yeah, definitely that SCR is pretty cool. SCRs are definitely hype. They're worth money, so that's kind of what I look at with the value of the card and how impactful it is. Although, let me just pull that card up. Um, let's see what the effect is on it. Um,
It basically gives you a deadly defender. It's basically brainwash no more. You can pay one during the battle phase, play it in rest mode on um yeah, you just play it and you basically beat your opponent with it. So you know how you would use brainwash no more to pay one black crit of life to not take damage. This one basically says when it's in rest mode, you don't take damage,
you don't take damage, yeah,
and then once per turn, when we remove from game, you just add a life to hand, and it can always heal you one life. You're at 4 or less.
every
You
turn.
basically put the top card of your deck into your life, but that's the effect, and it's a strong effect, and it's a double striker. It comes out for one, and it comes out for colorless energy as well. Which I mean, whatever. It only works in black decks, but
Well, you know what? The activate battle. So there's the activate battle one. If your leader card is black and your life is at 4 or less, play this card in rest mode from your Z deck face up. Right, so it really synergizes with the whole archetype of that full cumber. Um, but at the same
Mhm.
time, it's also a brainwash. I don't know if you've said that, but
yeah, I did.
yeah, yeah. So it's a no cost for life brainwash. So one of pretty good, but
Yeah. The only
once again, it's very niche, and I don't know how good it's gonna be. It's a double striker 40K, pretty cool, but
Yeah, the only downside though with it is, at least in that deck, because like you can play it from hand as well, is the moment you put it face up in your Z energy, because you're trying to be optimal, right? We were all like, oh, let's be as optimal as we can. We put this face up in our Z energy. Is now you've announced to your opponent, this is the secret rare I'm running. And if your opponent
mm,
has even a little bit of brain cells, they're never gonna dump with a double striker, a triple striker, a quad striker, any of that. They're always just going to swing one damage at a time and force you to use it. And then they'll use two removal cards, get rid of it, and then kill you. Right. So, like, if you can control your opponent to the point where they can't do that, great. But the moment you try to play it optimally and put it in a public area, your opponent should right away understand I will never dump it with a quad strike, a triple strike, a double, nothing.
right.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is true. But that's the other thing with the best black SCR right now too.
Yeah.
Playing out optimally, it's going to be in an open spot. So if they're
Yep.
not seeing that like cumber there, just like realistically, what's going to happen? Am I gonna like
It's like
brainwash is still a thing? Like you could still
like
technically run that, right? So that's always the thing in black. If black's got one energy up, you realistically can't guarantee you're going to kill them with a
Mhm.
like with a double or triple.
so like you gotta look at it too. Is like let me grab this. Like for instance, right? You're gonna have I'm gonna switch over, like move my camera for a minute. We're gonna tilt this down for a second, just to make this a little bit easier. So like you have your natural Z deck, right? And everything's face down. But then you have, say you have I don't know, like a handful of cards that you're running encumber that you put in your Z, everything's face up. Right? No one's gonna fucking sprawl out their cards
Mm-hmm.
because then it's taking up too much space. It's invading other areas and stuff like that. You don't spread them out like you do with your Z energy because it has to be on top of your Z deck.
It's
So
true.
your stuff has to be stacked on top of your Z deck, right? So you're in theory like thinking about it, especially on a webcam. It's going to be a lot harder piloting against this deck specifically because you're not going to be like, oh, hey, do me a favor and fan out what's in your fucking Z deck. Like fan out what's face up in your Z deck. Like you don't think about that because like the Cumber Secret Rare, the old one, like the one that Trunks Xeno runs and all the other black decks run, right? Like the Evil Saiyan or whatever. You see it in the warp and you mentally know, okay, cool, it can be played from the warp. My opponent has it, blah 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 blah, whatever, right? You're like, okay, that could be a threat in the near future. Like that's just like ingrained in your memory. Okay, they're black. They've seen it. It's there. I don't need to see it. That's it. But like, this is just gonna sit there. We're not used to it being like, hey, fan out the top of your Z deck. Let me see what you got. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to be a thing. Like, in person, it's going to be a lot easier because it's going to be like, okay, shit, he has random face-up cards. So, like, especially as, coming into in-person events as judges, we're going to have to make sure that zone management is, like, a thing. Like, it has to be one of those things that's enforced. Like, your life is in, this is your life. This is your Z energy. This is your Z deck. Like, your Z deck doesn't go underneath your leader because, especially now that we have Z stack, like, that's where it goes. Like, this is your area. This is where your shit goes. That's where you need to put it. Like, everything has a spot. Things need to go where it belongs. And that's, where kind of like we have to go throughout the future of these games and throughout Dragon Ball, because especially if we start like messing around with these types of decks going on in the future, it's going to get a lot more confusing. And I prefer that it doesn't get more confusing because it's going to deter a lot more of these newer players. But that's a whole nother topic that we
That's
probably
Fusion
don't need to
Worlds
get
already.
into.
Yeah, that's another 4-hour team talk right there.
Yeah, right. So it's just like.
Speaking of Fusion World, I do have a few trial decks over here. It's Saturday. We do have Barrier with the thumbs down.
Shit.
But no, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. Anyone's coming to Game 3. We're gonna stream trial playthrough Fusion World. It's gonna be really cool. Just see how it is. Just get an early sneak peek. But I did have a few points that I wanted to bring regarding kind of the whole Cumber discussion. Okay, like playing Cumber optimally, even the other Evil Saiyan, the other SCR, where you play it from your warp in the trunk stack, it's the same thing. You're revealing your SCR barrier. So at the end of the day,
Yes, but the difference is the payoff. The payoff is different though. One
Right.
is a battle trick that relies on your opponent to overcommit and is a gotcha, where the other one is a proactive card, not a reactive card
Absolutely.
that gets rid of one life guaranteed and gets you two bodies on the board, and it makes it so your opponent's first floodgate for that turn basically is done. Like they have to like change completely how they sequence for the rest of that match until they remove the SCR. It's more impactful, and it also removes a card ignoring barrier. It does three big things for the two energy you pay.
Mhm.
Where the other one, yes, it's good. I'm not calling it a bad SCR, but it's literally a gotcha. Why do I want to rely on a gotcha when I can just get a +3 advantage basically? Let me remove one card on your board, get two cards on board. One's 40. I'm gonna get your biggest thing that I can, potentially 20 to 30k, 35k, and just swing, right? And your early plays on your turn on the crackback are a complete waste. Now you have to waste an energy to do this, or you have to waste an overwhelm to remove it. Now your overwhelm's wasted, so now it's one big thing you can do, just gone, right?
I think it 100%. Like the SCR choice is going to be the safer pick is going to be the Evil Saiyan. The more practiced individual with the new food deck and the person who truly understands how to pilot that food deck, like the person that puts in the real like grinds out that deck with the new ape secret rare and understands when to utilize it for its key points, that and not just for those gotcha moments, that person's going to succeed a lot better than they would if they used the older Evil Saiyans, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, no, it makes
they're
sense.
going to use it. They're going to use it and push it above that gotcha level, where we're going to be like, oh shit, that's how you use it.
Yep.
And then the people are going to be like, oh well, fuck. like we definitely undersold that, and it's a lot better than we expected. Type and that's exactly how it's gonna play out. The price is gonna plummet. People are gonna be like, well, fuck, let's pick this up for $60 to $80 because it's cheap. And then someone's going to snap it, show how it's supposed to be piloted or how it's supposed to be piloted, and then be like, damn, okay, now we know how to use it. And then it's going to be like $120, $130. And then it's going to be the evil Saiyan.
Especially with the developing metagame, like the gotcha moments are going to happen immediately when Critical Blows comes out. You're gonna see all these gotcha moments happen. Over time, you're gonna see people trying to counterplay it, and they're gonna do it more effectively. And it really just depends on the metagame and what's happening at the time. Are there a lot of double strikers, triple strikers, quad strikers? Are these guys, or even crits, right? Even that's important too. Like, are there going to be a lot of those in the meta, in the viable decks? Are these going to be run adequately? And with Super Saiyan Great Ape Cumber, would that be an adequate counter to it? Would it get enough mileage? Or is it going to be removed, right? And it also has another permanent where you can take a life instead of removing the card.
So basically, you ramp the top card of your deck, and then the first damage, or the first time it's removed, you basically take that life instead. So the only thing that like people have to be worried about with that card is playing it into Gogeta when Gogeta's running Frost Deadly Poison, because it just gets clapped and removed immediately because it doesn't have deflect. So the card comes in rest mode anyway, so it's going to match the same position it's going to be played in, but it's going to get skills negated, so nothing happens anyway, so your permanents don't fucking matter, and then your shit's going to get removed.
True. We're forgetting the most important part to cap off with that SCR. The strongest part about it is when it gets played in time rules. Then the people that love to stall games out, and then they're like, you know what? I think it's time. This is turn 3. We're matching life. I can't do any more damage to you. Let's play this and ramp a life, and GG's burn in hell. That's what it's. That's the best use of it right there.
They're going to swing at your fucking rest mode battle card or unison and then activate battle. Play
there we go.
Not combo any further. Activate main. Remove 2 cards and ramp a life.
It's going to be black. Wait until turn 5 now. They're going to they're going to pay
maybe
for
hatch,
whatever
baby.
rejuvenate unison there is. They're going to pay for rejuvenate somehow, and then pay that last energy.
Hatchiac, that's all I'm saying.
The Toa unison. Before we get too caught up in this, Anthony, I think you should go next because I know you have to split soon, right?
Let's hear it, Anthony. You're in a new location. Let's hear
it. Yeah, I'm in the random service station, and it happens to be a dining area, so I've just set myself up here. Yeah. So my pick for the black cards is actually the skillless Goku 2-drop. Because you can look at the skillless Goku 2-drop, and it's a Son Goku name without Zeno, which means I think the red Vegito deck just became a 5-color deck if they want to splash skillless engine in. So that's very random if someone wants to put that in. Otherwise, having skillless cards in general are great for utility in a variety of different engines, whether it be playing them off of combo cards or various effects, Union Pataras, Union Fusions, you name it. It's the right name for that card. It's the right costing to come out easily, so it'll work with all those different engines. Obviously, it doesn't have an effect, so I can't talk about an effect, but it's what it can be used and built around.
Fair thought. I did not think about that at all. Yeah, everything else, Son Goku, Xeno, and there we go. Huh. Cool.
Yep.
Well.
And in terms of timing, I've got about 10 minutes. So if we get back to me for the later stuff, then
we'll go first with you with the TPs. Wes, let's hear it. You play a lot of black. What's the call? What's the pick? What do you like?
We talking. All right, main set. I'm gonna say the 7-drop Cumber, the SR. 1 energy to get rid of battle card barrier. The best card probably before this was the Gogeta, the Union Fusion one, but it only hits 4 less with barrier. This Cumber potentially can hit up to what, 7, 8, 9 cost, what have you. So that's my pick for the best effect. And then TPs.
We'll get to the TP after.
Okay,
we'll go around after. But yeah, that Cumber, I think it slots in pretty well there. with that, and it even looks pretty cool. I'll give it to that. Obviously, I think I like the older one better, even with the the SPR. The SPR is pretty dope. I like the colors in the background, especially. Definitely got something to it. But the doctor himself, let's hear it.
All right. So everybody knows I'm a shiny man. I like my shiny shit. So why I have to go with the 8-drop foo. I have to.
Oh,
And
it's good.
I gotta say, okay, so just because it's shiny, I have to say the SPR. But if I want to say just for the characteristic of the artwork, like pure artwork and not the fact that it's shiny, I would actually go with the SR over the SPR. Just for the simple fact that old boy's standing there with his finger like he's about to I'm about to clap your fucking cheeks. Like he's like, shh, I'm gonna fuck your ass up. Watch my effect.
Yeah.
Because he's like, all right, watch my dual attack. I'm overlording, and I'm about to fuck you up with this Cumber that I'm about to play. That's a 35k. So he's like, for 2 energy, I'm gonna fucking smack you 3 times and draw a card.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Like that look. Like to me, that pose should have been on the SPR instead.
Yeah.
Like they should have swapped that artwork. That shit's fire. And then his hair is just like
Everywhere.
I'm a porcupine.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So that's my go-to. And I don't think there's a card to restand him like in like all of Dragon Ball.
Yes.
I don't think the yellow, unless let me see, I might have it next to me. Yeah, I mean if you really wanted to be fucking stupid, I guess you could tech in the yellow Zarbon card to restand it, but that would be on defense though. So I don't think there's an offensive card to restand anything and take advantage of the dual attack. So I don't know why there's a limit 1 on the dual attack. There might be something like in the future. There might be something in the future to abuse it. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's my pick. So pure artwork wise, I'd go with the SR, but I'm gonna pick the SPR just because.
Well, think about this. The activate main's not limit 1. You're on 4 energy. Technically, you can play 2, right? That's what the limit 1's there for.
Oh,
Same way,
maybe, yeah.
Same way the 8-drop, the
and
tag
the Overlords once per turn too.
Yeah, the tag team Piccolo and Gohan SH.
And the activate battle is
once per turn, so
once
you
per
can
turn.
have 2 of them. One of them swings twice, the other one doesn't, but you still get all the other effects.
Well, no, Overlord is
once per turn,
is
not
once
limit
per
1,
turn.
so you can get between 2
Oh,
copies.
yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Yep. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good point.
There you
Valid deduction there, Watson.
Aye. But yeah, I think solid black picks. You know what? Shaping up to be something. I know no one mentioned Vegito. Looks cool. That's about it. All I gotta say about that. Leader looks cool. Fu, I think, is the more like crazy one. That's the one I would like to dive into. But Anthony, before you get kicked out of that place, let's hear your TP. What do you like?
Well, you should already be able to guess that. I'm a blue player. Android 18 Rebellious Fighter is one heck of a card. I love that card. Like, are you telling me that I get to have a searcher for Sensu Bean and D-Magic and all the other good blue extra cards that I'm doing, Realm of Gods, Ultra Instinct, Kamehameha? I can actually search these cards off the top of my deck. Like, I run enough of these targets. I'm putting this card in my deck. And if you're running a good unison, which there are plenty of good blue unisons that you can put on the board that can gain markers pretty quickly, then its activate main is a limit 1 Spirit Boost 1, but it can be activated again every turn. So if Android 18 sticks around, it's like uber mega value. Probably the best card that many people have thought of immediately to use it with is the 1-drop from the...
Intersecting Fates?
I've actually got it right here. Yeah, that's the one. I've actually got it right here, though I went mind black on the card.
No,
It's like we've always got this card lying around. Like Intersecting Fates, for those who hadn't recognized
Blue baby.
it. Like you're basically going to get your energy back, search through your decks. The card's nuts. But even if you are not activating that, there are other good targets as well. For example, I think there was a promo that came out. I think it was a TP promo back in like somewhere between set 10 and 14 or something. which has trunks on it. It's a 1-drop, and
Hope
it says
Future or something like
Draw
that.
you draw one or get a
Some-
Tapion. I think I
no,
have
no,
it
you,
here.
no,
You
no,
draw
no,
a
no, no.
scry.
I think
You
it's
draw a scry start of next turn.
no,
and
no.
you draw
You
one
look
more.
at the top. You look at the top. Yeah, you look at the top 3 and reorder them in any way you like, and at the start of the next turn you draw a card. And if you do that for free, then you're just fixing what you're picking up in what order, whether you're going to ramp into that or something like that. It just gives you flexibility on this. That's another possible option. But there are other fun potential uses. Like you could potentially fit the card, for example, into the blue, I think the blue Spirit Bomb Goku deck, and in theory you could be activating Font of Spirit for free. Like this utility that of other extra cards that is there. So yeah, Android 18 is a significantly powerful card that I think will be seen playing most blue decks, and the decks that it's particularly strong in will probably get to tier 1 if they're not already, because it's searching out all the best extra cards. Like, what's one of the only things that really kills a blue deck is if they don't see a Sensu Bean. But now you can search it. It's going to be very, very tough to kill those decks.
Yeah. Imagine playing this fucking thing on turn 1, and then your next turn, if you have the Unison out, like he said, and like SS4 ramp Vegeta, and just getting free UI Kameha's out, and
Yeah,
just swinging
there's
for
that.
free 30K.
No. Hang on. We got to be careful. It's not a free UI Kamehameha. It's
Activate
free
mains.
for
Sorry, activate mains. Activate
yeah.
mains.
So it won't be
Never
free
mind.
UI Kamehameha.
I was gonna say that would be
But if you
snap.
want to, here's a fun one. How about a free Encouraging Presence Monarcha to draw a card and gain double strike?
And Beerus ramp. That'll be 2 ramps if you're awakened.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
If you
they
deal
got
the double strike
freeze
and your permanent's live.
All right, boys. You guys enjoy pondering on that. I'm going to have to head off.
Yeah, they got the Frieza
See you later.
Seal,
See you
Blue
later.
Unison that could play that promo for free.
And also, the 18
Good
deck that
call.
it was made for also gets a massive buff because now you literally use that activate main
yeah.
on the extra card, which lets you top 7 search, draw 1 card, take a card in your deck as well from that top 7, put it in the grave, and you untap 1. So now it's actually just thin your deck out and untap 1.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
No,
That's
that's
fire.
that's true. That's especially well, it already has to be outright because you'd be paying 1 for it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's realistically the thing you think the most obviously is the top 7. You're able to get D Magic, Sensu, whatever to your hand, and then that Android 17 is a 1-drop that becomes a target realistically, where they're just like, I need to remove this card, or they're actually going to start getting value every turn out of this. And he's like, yeah, sure, go, please. I paid 1 energy, I got my search, but I'm going to get extra stuff if you don't get rid of it. Come on, waste your cards, waste your energy. So, I like that aspect about it, and I really
Who's
love
smart
the
not
18
giving that
deck.
card any protection.
Yeah.
It also works in launch and Cooler Mill, by the way. If they're doing the red-blue versions, you can search Sensu Bean.
Yeah, only launch I want to talk about is the villainous version. After seeing Big O rock that's insane. It was nutty.
That's
But
gross.
yeah,
Anyway, let's not
but
talk about that.
yeah.
That makes me want to throw up.
Oh, it worked like a charm. But speaking of blue, Android 18 is a blue deck that I love. But a blue deck I love more that's worse than Android 18, PyCon. PyCon got this new
Oh my
TP
God.
testing strength. Are you kidding me? Auto limit 1, 2 blue energy. If your leader's a blue PyCon, you have 3 or more energy. When this card in your Z energy is placed in the drop, play up to 1 PyCon with energy cost 8 from your hand. So everyone, SR coming out of your hand for 2 energy. You just need. I'm thinking, come on, Giga Chad moves. PyCon SCR is coming out because that's a PyCon 8 drop. So that's what you're slapping down here, and then you're going to town. That's what's real about this. And then activate main for 1 blue energy. If your leader is a blue PyCon, you add this card to your from your energy to your Z energy. Add the top card of your deck into your energy. So that's how you manipulate him in there. I think he's a good
for
addition. to
3
the deck.
energy. So for 3 energy essentially. So on turn 3, you charge him. You tap 1. You Z charge him. You awaken, you untap 1, you tap 2, and then you go into your 8-drop Seeker.
You're thinking
Puts the energy
you-
inactive.
Yeah, that's the best part. Is it's not a rest mode energy; it's an active energy.
Yeah.
You're tapping one, putting it in.
So you
you're
so
still
then
at
you tap
3.
2 and then
Yeah.
2 and then you awaken.
Yep. Yes, sir. So you're getting that energy back. And then
My
if
man's
you-
finna dunk on people with Python.
Of course, and then even better, if you're running the unison that Wes was talking about before, Freeze and Cell, Match Made in Hell, still one of the best unison names. Then you also play the 1-drop Pycon for free, so that goes and replaces one of your energy into the Z. So you put one of those rested energy in there, and then you put him into your Z energy inactive. So since Sensu Bean you can't use on offense, which really cripples this deck, that's the way you manipulate energy here, is between this and that 1-drop with the unison. Like this
That's
deck,
spicy.
you know, if it can go, it can go, but it needs a lot of cards to. It's too combo heavy to find all the pieces, and you can whiff on the 1-drop freezes or cells, but when it can go off, it feels great, especially when you got the Z leader out and you go from the 5-drop swing, bottom decking something, ignoring barrier, going into the 8-drop swinging twice, using the activate battle, boosting something up, using the Z leader
I'm more
to
mad at you know what the fuck
bounce.
these cards to do.
Oh, I've played Pycon a handful of times on viewer battles and stuff. But yeah, basically you can swing with a 20k twice, a 30k twice, and then the SCR twice. That's like the combo. I think you can get that turn 3 or I think turn 3 might be the earliest. Maybe it's turn 4. But yeah, you can go nuts with that because the SCR is just an 8-cost Pycon. So as long as you're doing that one last so you can bounce the other 8-drop back to hand to replay a 5, then yeah, it's a really fun deck. It definitely takes a lot of, like, you got to go through the motions with that deck to, like, learn what the hell's going on because there's a lot of interactions that can happen, but I am glad they're supporting it because it is a fun deck. Compared to the first Pycon is the worst deck I ever played in my life. I hated that deck with a passion. This one was the biggest upgrade I've ever seen to a deck because this one actually was fun, and I'm
Also
glad they're
good Z
supporting it.
leader.
Good Z
And
leader
barrier
too.
removal.
Yeah, it does some good stuff. But yeah, I'm enough gushing about that. There is one I do want to talk about, but I'll see if anybody else picks up on it because a lot of people were complaining about it. So I want to hear if anybody goes off. But
I'm probably gonna pick it then.
let's hear what you got to say then, Hoffman.
All right, so I used to really sorry. So I used to really hate playing this color, like really hate playing this color. But for some reason, like I've always been attracted to playing like really shitty decks.
Amen.
And then I saw Pac-Man Pilot Crimson Lambo, and I picked up Trunk Xeno, and I was like, all right, this is stupid. Cause like if you hit good, then you're just like, just fucking like I piloted against Majin Vegeta today in our Game 3 event, and he awakened, took himself down to 5, and I brought him from 5 to 1 on one turn, and I was like, nah, you're not getting your Z effect.
Yeah.
Well, my man was mad. He didn't see any Gokus. He had to fucking play his 2-drop Z Goku in order to get his awaken
Ouch.
effect. I was like, oh, he's tight. He's mad. But I'm really starting to like these black decks. And I guess because of that, like the Fu earlier and Trunk Xeno's fun. I used to play Dark Broly a while back, and that deck was fun. And I think that's kind of like why I like Fu so much, because it reminds me of like another Dark Broly deck. Because of all the effects on the Converse. So I am going with the Hatch Yak. I really like the Hatch TP. So activate main for 2 black energy if your leader card is black. So it's very generic. You don't have to run it into Hatch. It's 6 cost. Play the card from your hand. You choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the war. Doesn't ignore barrier. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's a unique barrier. Auto burst 2. You remove this card from the game as the cost. But when your opponent swings with a battle card, you negate the attack in auto timing, so you can try to negate, and then if you're playing against yellow or green or whatever other color has a counter these days, the Goku deck, or the Kai of Time deck with that stupid Goku card or whatever, blue when they ape you and they counter, you can still remove this card and auto timing negate it, right? Like Janemba Mill used to do it. and your opponent can't attack with battle cards. Energy cost 6 or more for the turn. So basically, floodgates them for their boss monsters. So you're playing in the Fu Mirror, you can floodgate them for 95% of their deck. Trunks Xeno, you can floodgate them for the bigger boss monsters. It's not necessarily great against Trunks Xeno because the little Trunks gets underneath it. I mean, it hits their majority of their overrealms. Actually, I'm pretty sure like all of their overrealms, and then it hits the big Trunks, and then it hits the secret rare. So it hits like a good amount, but the little dual attack Trunks still gets around it. But like the next set, just Gogeta. It just like you're not swinging with pretty much anything except for that really shitty Goku. One that you can't combo from hand for free. Great.
I still think it's a good card regardless.
Good card. It's a free charge. It's a free charge and a fucking combo off the field. Let me tap 2 to get an effect and then combo 1 off the field. Great. Good job. Anyway. Shows you how much I like that card
You're
now.
gonna get clapped by that card.
Fuck kiss in a card. Yeah, you're a 4-drop, okay. But yeah, I mean, it stops 6 or more, so it stops like a majority of Dex's big boss monsters, so that's why I like it. And then, like, if you do put it in Hatch, like, Hatchiax Leader plus this card, like, those two together, that's going to be an issue for a lot of decks.
Well, it's gonna
Like-
be an issue for, okay, we're at 8 life here, and we're 45 minutes into the game, and I win.
Yeah. Oh, this is the best of 3?
No,
Oh, you got 20 minutes to play the other 2, friend.
Yeah.
Sucks that I have 15 negates in the deck.
30 negates.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I have a Goku. I have 4 petrifications. I have 4 fucking token negates.
And I got the
have
Cumber
5
SCR now.
Kais. I have 5 Kais. I have the Cumber Ape secret rare that I can't run because I'm not a Black Cumbers leader. But I'm gonna run that because I don't know how to read. Just like that one guy ran the fucking your leader needs to be a yellow Saiyan, but I'm gonna run it in fucking Golden Frieza.
Oh Lord.
And he's gonna win a regional with it.
Hey, that's the best way to win a regional.
Yeah, right.
Marty.
Not reading cards. I like the normal version. I like the artwork with the lightning and everything like that on the normal version. Although, I'd probably try to pick up the winners if they're cheap, just because they're shiny, like I said earlier. But I really don't feel like looking at his butt cheeks while I'm trying to play this card because that's just weird.
Hey.
Like, yeah, they had to do him dirty. Like, I get it. They're all looking like that.
Mhm.
Like, even Cell's looking like that. But at least Cell has, like, his little wing things covering it. Goku has his, like, shirt covering his butt so it doesn't, you don't feel like Daehan. Android 18 is... That's fine. That's fine. I wish that looked more like Hatchiak, but you can't do that.
Oh Christ. Oh well,
And then we have Veku looking like Veku, but we can't have that.
Yeah. Wes, Waji, one of you guys fight. Who's going next?
And
Oh man.
Oh God, that got me good.
I don't even know what TPs are, so I guess we'll pass to Wes.
Go to the reveal chat. Go to the reveal chat and you can see it.
And
there.
Wes, you can go in the time being.
Yeah, I'll go with I've never played the deck. However, I like the art type or the art of the archetype within the deck, especially the leader. I'm gonna go with Paragus, the 1-drop. Again, I haven't played the deck, but I know you have the 9 drops or 8 drops or whatever, where when you discard them with the leader effect, you can play the field card. But I think with these promos now, you basically have 8 of your turn 1 plays or something. You can play this guy. More consistency to get the field card out, basically. I don't know if it'll help the deck, do any better. But if I can get these promos, I'm gonna give the deck a spin for the first time.
I've been trying the deck without that promo, and there's no consistency issues.
Oh, so you don't think it boosts
It's
too much
redundant.
value? Oh, okay.
It's redundant.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I found it to be redundant. I mean, maybe I'm
Mhm.
crazy, but I just found it redundant. So I've been trying it without it, and it's been feeling honestly fine.
Mm.
Yeah, I played against you playing it the other day, and that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Although I didn't see any foos until turn 3, which was felt great.
Well, Watch, did you find one, or I got ones that I can say instead?
I like the artwork for Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku.
Thank God someone said it. Thank God. I was waiting for that.
Isn't he also a replacement for Heartfelt Plate?
Yep.
You're damn right. That's the card I've been waiting, because so many people are pissed off about it's locked to this stupid leader. That's the point. You wanna make a more broken card. You lock it to a old ass leader to make people want to play it. Which
Yeah.
God, it's been so long since I've seen that leader played, for good reason. They've already got what, Pan Whisper's been banned for the sins of Cell Xeno. Like all
Heartfelt's
that was
banned.
from this deck.
Yeah.
And yeah, Heartfelt Please banned. Like this card, this was the deck that originated with all that stuff. And then now, here's something to bring it back. And you can play 2 a turn. How it works. Like, you got one with the activate main and one with the auto. Like, I love the card. Everyone that's complaining about it being tied to that, good. It's a broken card if it wasn't. Like, it'd be snapped. It's trying to boost this deck. No. But yeah, that's I think the TPs are pretty decent. There's even that little world tournament kind of boost there with the joined by Destiny, which, hey, green or black announcer, so it's allowing it to go through with both, and they seem decent.
It's a good
Um,
package.
yeah, it's leaders green, which honestly, the only green world tournament you can think of that could be run is TN usually. I don't even remember what the other one is.
It's a Goku. It's the
Oh, Goku.
he can attack active mode. If he KOs an active if he KOs a battle card, he restands.
Yeah, the only thing people remember about that is Foot Kamehameha. That's about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty sick. I'm all for these TPs supporting old stuff rather than having to make or break a deck from not finding it. Like that Paragus where you're saying it's redundant. I'm glad it's redundant. Like, you know what? If you get it, throw it in. You like it, sure, but it's not like the deck is not going to function without this card, which that's good.
I have a pick too.
Cap,
For
finish it off.
me, I really like that Cell card. It
Which one? There's
Art-
2.
the green yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
So the red one's good, by the way, for the deck. It's actually really good for the Cell Max deck. But no, this one is really, really, really good for any successor style deck, and this just makes Android decks just that much better. Being able to basically choose whatever number you want for your successor for your late game ones, it matters a lot. It really does. Because, for example, like you could be playing Yellow Android 13. It's a deck I used to love playing all the time. It's a dope deck. Crazy hand control and a yellow leader, right? Well,
Yeah.
now when you go to turn 4, you can just be like, yeah, I'm gonna play this guy for free, and I'm just gonna choose 7. I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna make it so his cost is now a 7 cost. Okay, I'm gonna swing with him once. Great. Sorry, you're at 5 energy, right? Because the permanent he has to be at 5 energy, whatever. And then you say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and now successor and go into the triple attacker, and your board's gone now, and that costs you 2 energy overall. Or you could be playing another type of Android hand control deck, like Reboot Cell, and then you can play this and be like, yeah, let's just make this guy a 9 cost, and go right away into the set 9 successor Cell
Mm-hmm.
that like nobody plays because my god, paying for is steep, let's be real here, but the hardest part was how the hell am I going to consistently get to a weird number like 9 consistently? That is tough.
a weird number like 9, and then also still have the energy to pay for that without having those
Yeah.
cards die earlier. Now it's a
Exactly.
card that you're literally just getting for free because you have nothing else on the board.
Exactly. And you get to look at your opponent's hand and rip something out. It's very strong. It's a
Yeah.
very strong effect.
Rip
And now you
free-
just
rip- Not even just something. If the one you're talking about is the one the one you're saying is the one I'm talking
Yeah.
about from set 9, the triple striker.
it is.
Yeah, when you play with Successor, your opponent reveals their hand. You choose up to 3 battle
Up to
cards.
three.
And
Well, there you go. Even better.
3 battle cards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, even if they negate, you're like, you drew your super. What? You got it.
Exactly. the other thing too is because you can just like max out on it, right? Like let's say you decide to go super like Hambo with this shit, right? You can literally go to the maximum value. Let's say you're at 1 life and you successor right into that cell, and then you go into or any other card, right? As long as he's an 8 cost or higher or whatever, or is it 6 cost or higher, you go right into that the Broly SCR. This now just lets you go into Broly SCR without actually having to commit anything. You don't have to go into weird arrivals like the anniversary box one. You just cleanly go, yeah, I'm gonna go right away, play this out. I'm gonna successor it. I'm at 1 life. I don't give a shit. Boom. I'm gonna play the Broly SCR. My hand already had 2 cards in hand anyway, so who gives a shit? And swing. Oh, you have no hand, and oh, here's this triple striker on board too. So you got to do this 40 double, and 30 triple or whatever the hell it is. Like it makes a lot of older cards viable, which is very good. And of course, when you successor it, it does KO something on your opponent's board. So you're still sniping stuff. Like this is a solid card.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those cards that make me want to play a Successor deck. But then I re-look at what they've done with Successor decks, and it makes me want to buy all of the winner copies and burn them because I know it'll never be good.
Watch me.
Yeah, that
Like-
that Broly play alone, I didn't even think about that. That's cool.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh my god, that could make it good. And then it's like, let me waste all my money on, like, SPRs and buying all the cards that could make it good. And then you want to burn everything because
That's
you
where I got
realize
it. I
it's
already
not
got
good.
everything.
It's because you own 55 decks. Because
Yep.
there's 55 decks in Dragon Ball.
More like a few hundred.
He's
Oh,
collecting
excuse
them.
me. I didn't know you had that many deck boxes.
He's still got to make a Wheelo.
No, he probably has that already. That's what he's using to roll around on his head.
These are
on
all
his
deck
thing.
boxes, by the way. That is at least 50 decks in here.
And he's probably topped regionals with at least 50% of those.
I lift weights with his back.
He doesn't.
No, he lives weight. What's my
I
back?
lift it. I lift that, and it's like 30 pounds, easily 30 pounds is backpack, and I just curl that.
That's I think that's a good place to end beer. Let's hear it.
I'm brain farting right now.
Fortnite
No,
Battle Pass. Yeah.
Yeah. Fortnite Battle Pass. No, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a lot of fun at the pre-release. This set is very exciting. Almost every deck here is a home run. You're gonna have a great time. Forget the doomers. Just enjoy the bloody game. Who gives a shit, right? Shout out to Roast Sauce, of course, the legendary Kaioken Kards. Right, make sure to check out his stream. Make sure to check out Hoffman's Labs, of course. You know, he always got good content. He knows his shit, honestly. I mean, I guess you could watch my stream, but like, whatever. I'm not consistent.
Didn't you
enough for
stream
that.
today finally?
Yeah, I did.
There we go.
I did.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And of course, shout out to our sponsor, Game 3. Bringing the whole team together and everything, helping us out. It's always an important thing. And yeah, I think that's that. All right, of course, always check out UniX. UniX, of course. Check out the Pac-Man special. Support the boys. Other than that, what was it Carl always said? Stay
Get him out of
super or
here.
something like that.
There you go. There you go, straight to hell.